So now Mike Johnson is speaking out against Trump. Okay, this is a ruse. Let me tell you something. I'm going to talk about that tonight in my live on the Clarity Group. Join the Clarity Group description. In the description of this video on the homepage, it's a no-brainer deal. And the whole idea about this is finding out what's really going on. I'm going to talk about a secret world I talked about on Saturday. And I got the replay from Saturday live in the feed when you join. But I also have the the second half of this, of everything that's gone down, whether everything that I've shared with you through these videos so far, there's an underlying tone there that I can't talk about, that you two don't want me saying nothing. But here's the thing. There's a world out there you don't know about that I'm going to reveal tonight and talk about again tonight. I talked about it Saturday. I'm going to give you the shorter version tonight. And then talk about the narrative warfare. What I mean by narrative warfare, this Mike Johnson stuff might be a trick, because he is usually so far up Trump's butt. Every time Trump opens his mouth, we see Mike Johnson. Hi. You know, it's like, come on, dude. Seriously? Now you're going to stand up? This is the hill. Wait a minute. This is the hill you die on? First of all, he's too much of a wuss. If he really is standing up to something, he's going to cave. He's going to cave like that. Now, all of that, so don't get too excited. But the fact that somebody's speaking out is interesting. Also, there was a vote. There were two votes. There was a vote at night and vote in the day. In the daytime, all the Republicans went yes. But at the nighttime, there was one Republican that voted no. And he's considered the most conservative Republican in Congress. I forget the guy's name. So forgive me. But the idea is that he's a deep Heritage Foundation person. Now, what turned him around like that? See, this is deeper than Trump. This is deeper than protect Trump. There's other people who are involved. And yes, their own Republican people, they gladly put out the Democrats. If it was just Democrats, they would gladly out them, right? But at the same time, there are Democrats involved. There are Republicans involved. There are people in Hollywood involved. There are people in Silicon Valley involved. There are people in the fashion industry involved. There are people in the music industry involved. There are people in the drug industry involved, and I mean both the illegal drug and both the cartel type stuff and pharmaceuticals. Yes, involved. There are people in the banking world. Ooh. Keep in mind, I used to work in entertainment and film, music. Involved. There are people in other international politics, not just DC, involved. England, UK, Middle East, China, other Asian countries, Australia. Yes, involved. Italy, involved. Russia, involved. This is a very deep network, and it's been going on for about 100 years. It's grown and grown and grown over the last 100 years. This is a conversation that most people don't have. Like, when I want to point something out. Let me really just sit here and talk with y'all for a minute. I'm really going to open up on something here, and this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. I worked for Universal, DreamWorks, MCA, big companies, right? Film, music, whatever. iHeartMedia, back then called Clear Channel. Well, here's the thing that's interesting about this. For the last 100+ years, ever since Charlie Chaplin, do you know who the first pedo entertainer was? Charlie Chaplin. Back in the early 1900s, he used to have parties with young girls, 12, 13. And it was considered regular stuff, unfortunately. But I want you to understand, this world, he wasn't back then. And this is coming from somebody with entertainment experience. Back then, it wasn't just film. music. It was politics. It was business world. We're talking about from Wall Street to Main Street to Silicon Valley, Hollywood, and international, the film industry, the fashion industry. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about it. And the reason I'm talking about it is how it relates to where our position is to deal with Trump and how to get through these next 3.5 years and how that could really turn out. Because when you look at the bigger picture, we got 183 weeks of this man left. Yeah, until January 20th, 2029. Seriously, if we don't win 2028, something is wrong. And honestly, he may not make it past 2026 because, now this, in addition to everything else, there was another 8+ types of investigation on him, totaling over 120 looky-loos, at least. All the grifting alone is 50+. Then you talk about the deportations illegally. Then you talk, this is really hundreds and hundreds of potential cases. And at the same time, he's dealing with almost 500 court cases. Largest a president has ever had. But I want all of you to understand something very important here. It's time. We got 183 weeks. And I know, feels crazy because we're only in the 26th week. And I'm telling you, hold tight. Understand what we're dealing with here. Somebody who's going to burn out. This is tyranny with a time clock. This is not me giving you hope and blah, blah, blah. There's stuff that they don't even share. Like you hear me repeatedly, if you've been on my channel, talking about this man's score. In the courts, he's 15 and 101. That means out of 116 cases, he lost 101. And yet you never hear these people talking about this on the left. On the left. On the right, of course, they're not going to talk about it. But on the left, these alarmist left My point here is that this Epstein thing could help us. It could help us indirectly. I believe that that Ghislaine Maxwell is going to get out. I do. She's got a case before the Supreme Court. She's got a shot, but then of course he's got the Supreme Court. So, but I think she's got a chance to get out. But the real thing she should be doing is just talking. Just talking. Let it go. Let it go. But her lawyers, and rightfully so, are telling her, keep it quiet. See if you can leverage yourself out of this. Can you get out of it? Can you get out of it? Do I believe she should be let go? Hell no. Hell no. She was an enabler and a monster and a horrible person. She should be in there for life, what she did to them girls. But be very clear that she's going to leverage this to get out. And I understand. It's not that I agree or think it's good. I understand. There's a lot going on. I'm going to be going deep today. Join me in my clarity group. You'll be so happy you did. Everybody loves it. It's one of those things where we have almost 300 members in here, and it's a very confidential thing. But it's not about a talk about politics. Fuck that. You know what it's about? It's about you feeling better about the politics that is happening, being clear of what's happening, and at the same time having a sense of peace, removing your anxiety and stress, and feeling better. I don't say that enough. Probably the best compliment I ever got from one member was, I helped remove the terror from people's hearts with truth, with clarity, with understanding. Understanding what's really happening, what you really should be doing about it, and what you shouldn't be doing, and what you should be sitting back and waiting to see what happens. Get in my descriptions or on my homepage. Enjoy me.